Another critical stage in the mushroom production is inoculation. So after gathering all your materials, getting your permanent structures, formulating your compost, tanning, bagging, and then sterilization, you're allowed to cool. The next stage is inoculation. So after cooling, you have to inoculate your bags. So at this stage, we select the mushroom species we want to introduce into the substrate. So even before you start your bagging, you have to already have your spawn from your spawn source, or you have cultivated it on your own, and this process lays the foundation for a successful harvest of high quality mushroom. In this guide, we will exploit the key aspects of inoculation stage in mushroom production, covering essential techniques and tips to optimize your yield. So inoculation is simply introducing your spawn into your sterilized substrates. So the inoculation stage marks the beginning of mushroom cultivation. It involves the introduction of the mushroom spores or mycelium or spawn to the substrate material, creating an ideal environment for mycelial growth. Successful inoculation ensures a robust mycelium network, which is crucial for subsequent fruiting and then mushroom formation. And then you have to select the right substrate. So when you know the kind of mushroom you want to grow, it's influence the decision on the kind of substrate you will use and then the kind of spores you will use. So if you're going to grow oyster mushroom, then the type of substrate, for example, sawdust, then you pick a spores of oyster mushroom and then inoculate it with the sawdust. So based on the substrates, it tells you the kind of spores that you are going to use. So for example, if you are going to cultivate button mushroom, then you should be looking at wheat straw as your substrate and then using button mushroom spores to inoculate, and after colonization you do the casing method. But growing oyster mushroom, you can use rice straw, you can use wheat straw, you can use coffee ground, you can use sawdust, and then after inoculation there is no need for casing. So based on the available spawn around you and also the type of substrate, it goes along for you to get a better colonization rate. And also the additives that you add to the substrate can also promote the yield. That is the wheat bran, the calcium carbonate, or the rice bran or brown sugar. Molasses, centrosema leaves, moringa leaves, they are all additives that when you also add, they help to boost the yield. And we have different ways to inoculate your substrate. So inoculants can be in the form of spores, it can be in the form of mycelium or greens spawn, but mostly I use the green spawn. So when it comes to the pros and cons with regards to using either spores, mycelium or green spawn, it's easy with the green spawn, because with the spores and then mycelium, sometimes it's difficult for you to determine whether it's contaminated, but with the green spawn you easily see it. And also with a high amount of greens and little spores of mycelium, you get a lot of mycelia running through the green spawn. So with the green spawn, you are able to increase like the quantity as compared to using the spores or the mycelium itself. The green spawn help to multiply. So when you are inoculating, there are certain techniques, like you have to clean all the things that you are going to use in the inoculation room. So sometimes you have to wear gloves. Most farmers wear gloves. If you don't wear it, you have to use Dettol to clean your hands. So you pour Dettol into water and then you wash your hands. Okay, so you master proper inoculation techniques, and it is essential for optimal results. So you first of all have to get the rod that you are going to use to break the mycelium. That is if you are using green spawn, and then you have to get the entire room disinfected. you have to have alcohol lamp closer to you, and then cotton wet with alcohol, which will help you to wipe the rod anytime you want to use it to break the grains inside the bottle. Another technique when you are using the grain spun is that after removing the cotton from the mouth of the bottle, you don't hold the bottle straight so that the open will face the up. It is assumed that if there is a bacteria in the air and it's failing, it can go straight into the bottle. But when you hold it in your hands, it's turn it sideways, it's assumed that the bacteria will fall at the side of the bottle, so you wouldn't catch contamination. That is one technique. And then when you are going to inoculate too, it's advisable to wipe all your bottle with cotton wet with alcohol before you start. And also, inoculating early in the morning or late in the evening helps to reduce the risk of contamination. So in the afternoon, the bacteria in the air are very active, and then they can interfere with your inoculation. So at the point of inoculating, a bacteria or something can drop in and also cause contamination. Also, remember to maintain sterility when you are inoculating. So the environment that you do your inoculation should be sterile to prevent contamination, ensure healthy mycelium growth. So you have to make sure you are clean, you are working with clean tools, sterilized to your environment. Everything have to be clean for you to achieve your goal as a farmer. And also you have to check the temperature and humidity, because after inoculation you move it to your incubation room. So based on the type of mushroom that you are cultivating, you set the right temperature for it. So with oyster mushroom, the range between 23 to 28 degrees Celsius is best for the incubation process. And also the inoculation process comes with some troubleshooting. Okay, we have issues in everything that we do, but despite that, our best effort, challenges may arise and then during the inoculation stage. So from mold contamination to slow mycelium growth. Okay, so when you inoculate, it is always normal to get 10% contamination. So if your contamination rate is within 10%, then you are still getting profit as a farmer. But if the contamination rate is exceeding 10%, then there was a problem in your process and you are failing as a farmer. Okay, you will try your best, you put all your effort, but challenges will arise. You learn as you go and you keep on building your skills and developing to get better and better in the industry. Because sometimes after inoculation, the mycelium will colonize very nicely, and then a spot of green mold will start growing at the late stage. You can't do anything about it. But after all, the contamination shouldn't exceed 10%. That will make you lose as a farmer. So after introducing your seed, the next thing is monitoring and then be patient. Some people don't have patience at all. You have to be patient, okay? You have to move your substrate that you have inoculated to your incubation room, set the right temperature, and then you go and monitor. When you see that one bag is having difficulties or there's contamination or it doesn't look right, you have to quickly remove it or quarantine it somewhere. You can use it for experiments. It's a learning process. You keep learning, and also be patient. Some people will inoculate and after 4 weeks using sawdust, if it fully colonized, they open it and they will keep calling, I've opened the thing for 1 week, it's not fruiting. Always have patience. At least allow it for 5 weeks to 6 weeks, and when you also open and you start watering, give it some time, about a week to 2, it will start fruiting. So monitoring the progress of your inoculation substrate is vital. Inoculation stage is the heart of successful mushroom cultivation. Always remember that. By understanding the importance of substrate selection, inoculant type, proper techniques, and maintaining a sterile environment, you'll be well equipped to optimize your mushroom production. Remember to closely monitor your substrate progress and be patient throughout the colonization phase. Armed with this comprehensive guide, you are ready to embark on an awarding mushroom cultivation journey with confidence and success. So for this reason, hit on the subscription button, join the lovely team, because I got your back full time and we are bringing more educational content on mushroom and general agriculture. And don't forget to hit on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my video when I upload any video anytime. And don't forget to leave a comment if you have questions, you're having challenges, something you don't get it clear, you want further explanation, you need an assistant to start growing your own mushroom at home. I'm always available at your service. My details will be left in the description box, my email address, so that you can always reach out. You can also drop your comments at the comment section. I love you and thank you for watching and for being part of the family. God bless you, and until we meet again, stay blessed.